This is a T422 production.
If you want to talk some Simpsons, we do it with distinction. Insert brain here. With Springfield in our vision, our spirit is embiggened. Insert brain here. Flanders, Quimby, Otto, Man, the Hasapima, Battle on. Insert brain here. We've got Simpsons to ponder. Here comes David and Connor. Insert brain here.
Welcome back to Insert Brain Here, a Simpsons podcast. I'm your host David, and with me, as always, is my co-host Connor.
Hello there.
I see what you did there. Today we're going to be talking about Season 3, Episode 1, Stark Raving Dad. Now, if you're watching this on Disney Plus, you're not going to see it.
It's important to mention that this episode is banned on Disney Plus and on current DVD releases.
Yes, it's only on former DVD releases. I think it preceding like 2016.
You've done research for this episode.
I have.
Dirty little bastard.
The original air date, before we continue any further, is September the 19th, 1991.
I can't believe we're back for season 3 of The Simpsons.
I know, and with a little bit of a gap.
We took a week off.
We did, yep. Week on
Technical
holiday.
difficulties.
Yep, which resulted in a holiday.
You might notice that our audio quality is not quite what it was previously. We're currently recording in the old recording space on the old season 1 recording computer.
Yep.
Dear God.
Never thought we'd be back here. Here we are.
Man, I thought we'd have our video setup sorted by now. Maybe by the middle of season 3.
Maybe by sometime within the next 10 years.
Middle of season 3.
Yeah.
Folks,
we're aiming on that.
Insert brain here promise. That's 12-ish weeks from now.
Shit, no. We need to get the main computer recording things again. But anyway, that is trouble for another day. I digress. Right. So, Connor, what is this episode about? A nice brief recap. Your Connor special, please.
Well, you see, Homer gets committed to a mental institution near Lisa's birthday, no less. It's the run up to Lisa's birthday, and Homer gets committed because he wore a pink shirt to work. Stood out from the crowd. Everyone's wearing white shirts. Turned pink in the wash because of Bart's red hat.
Yep.
He meets a guy in the mental asylum or institution.
One of the two, whatever.
And the guy says that his name is Michael Jackson.
Yes.
And he sounds like Michael Jackson.
He does indeed.
But he doesn't look like Michael Jackson.
Nope.
He's white.
Yeah.
So Homer gets released from the mental institution and he takes Michael Jackson, quote unquote, home with him. And the townspeople are very upset because they were like, we heard Michael Jackson was coming and here's this white guy.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson's not white. And then Michael Jackson's hanging around the house.
Yeah.
Hanging around the kids. And he says to Bart, what is happening? And Bart's like, I didn't do anything for my sister's birthday. Now it's her birthday and I haven't done anything. And Michael Jackson, quote unquote, is like, we should write her a song. I'm Michael Jackson. Or maybe I'm not, but it doesn't matter. You got me, I'm here.
Yeah.
And he makes a song for Lisa for her birthday.
Yeah.
And then Michael Jackson leaves and he promises he'll come back at some point. And that's the end of the episode.
Yes. Very good.
Michael Jackson's in this episode.
Yes, he is.
David, what do we do now?
I don't know, man. It's been a while.
It's been 1 week.
Yeah.
It's been 1 week longer than it normally is.
Yes.
You've wiped this podcast from your memory.
Yes, I have. Normally, I believe we... Yes, there we go.
That's the sound of Eye on Springfield, the segment in this show where I cover characters who made their first appearance in this episode and I make David guess who that is.
Yes.
David, who is Leon Kompowski?
That would be the guy who is quote-unquote Michael Jackson in this.
Wow, correct. You really did do your research. David, who is Floyd?
No idea.
Now we get to who Floyd is, David.
Floyd. Who's even in this episode again?
Well, I can move on to a different one. You can try that if you want.
Sure, why not?
Who is Dave?
Well,
Move on to a different one again?
sure, why not?
Who is Cheswick?
Are you making names up now? Are these people that are in
They're
the
in
mental
episode.
asylum?
Hold on.
Are they in the
I'm
mental
building
asylum?
to a point here. David, who is McMurphy?
Keep building to that point.
Who is Tabor?
Keep on building.
Who's Fredrickson?
Are these all
You want the
asylum
last
people?
piece of the puzzle, David?
Sure.
Who is Chief? Chief. Character in this episode named Chief. Who is that? I'll give you a clue. These are all characters who are in this episode, right?
Hmm.
You're correct. They're all in the asylum.
Okay.
They're all from which classic film? The alternative was to say the name and then try and get you to describe what they looked like.
Oh, God, don't do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. I'm giving you the easy out here.
It's not an easy out for me, though, is it? You pull a film trivia out of my ass.
Classic film,
Yeah.
mental asylum,
Mm.
Chief, Cheswick, McMurphy, Dave, Tabor, Floyd, Fredrickson. Not even trying to, not even mulling it over.
Nothing.
Verbalise your thoughts.
Absolutely nothing. That's what's my thoughts.
David, the answer we were looking for was One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Those are all characters in this film who are based on characters who appear first in the book by Ken Casey and then in the film starring Jack Nicholson.
Right.
One
right.
Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
I don't even know if I've seen that.
You've never seen One Flew Over the
I
Cuckoo's
don't even
Nest?
know if I've seen
It's
it.
one of my favourite films of all time. Won the Oscar.
I feel
It's one of
I
three.
feel like I've at least seen some of it, but I don't think I've seen it.
It's one of 3 films in the history of cinema to win the Big 5 at the Oscars.
Really? Nice.
It was the second one.
Mm-hmm.
The third and final so far was Silence of the Lambs.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
Lead actor, director, lead actress.
Yeah. And
One of the writing ones and then another one.
yeah.
David, who is Bubbles?
I've no idea. Who the fuck is Bubbles?
I don't know, mull it around, verbalise your thoughts, maybe it'll lead you to an answer.
Was Lisa talking to a stuffed animal or something in this?
Oh. Part of that is correct, but I won't tell you which part.
Nice. Lisa was talking to something in this, I think.
You know what's good podcast content? The Sound of Silence.
It's a good song.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
I don't think anyone wants a rendition by us.
I've come to talk with you again. Because
So, who the fuck is Lisa talking to? Because I don't remember it.
I said half of that was correct.
Or is it a stuffed toy then? I don't know.
Yes.
Right.
Bubbles. Think about who's in this episode.
Is that like a...
Oh, he's getting there.
There's something to do with Michael Jackson that's got fucking
Mhm.
the name Bubbles.
Yes.
Was that
What?
a kid or like a toy monkey or something?
Last word.
The monkey.
Michael Jackson. Bubbles. Monkey. Go.
Michael Jackson's monkey called Bubbles?
Michael Jackson did have a monkey called Bubbles.
Right.
Michael Jackson's not in this episode. Leon Kompowski is.
So Leon Kompowski has a toy monkey or a monkey called Bubbles.
Yes.
Right.
Bubbles is Leon Kompowski's stuffed toy monkey.
Right, okay. Fair enough.
You pieced it together. See what happens when you verbalise your thoughts?
Yeah.
I can interact with you and help
When
you get there.
when you walk me through it, mate.
Who is Hannibal Lecter?
The guy from Silence of the Lambs?
Correct, David.
Yeah.
He's in the mental asylum.
Yeah.
The big panning shot.
Yeah.
That's the end of Ion Springfield.
Okay.
I really slimmed it down when I threw all those One Floor of the Cuckoo's characters. One Floor of the Cuckoo's Nest characters into one.
Yeah. Yeah, you did. Thankfully.
What did you think about this episode of The Simpsons, David?
I thought it was actually a surprisingly tame episode considering it's essentially banned.
Yeah, we can get into that more in trivia because I have.
Right,
I don't want to start covering why it's banned off the top of my head when I have
notes about it.
I have it all written down.
Good.
Exact quotes.
That'll be interesting to hear actually. But yeah, I thought it was a fairly tame episode considering. I quite liked the episode, to be honest.
Really?
I thought it was okay.
What did you like about it?
I actually kind of like Michael Jackson, and I thought he did a pretty decent job because I mean, this is probably in trivia, but does he actually voice in this? Because I think he does. I feel like it's his voice anyway.
It is and it isn't.
Right, okay.
I'll say that much. It is and also it isn't.
Okay.
I have more on that in trivia.
Very good. Yep. I was never like a massive Michael Jackson fan. Like I wasn't one of the screaming fans or anything. But
no, me neither. I like Thriller.
But also, I think Thriller's great. Good. Yeah. And I like quite a few of his other songs.
Did you like Beat It?
Good numbers.
Bad?
Yeah, I quite like them.
What's that one where he goes, Annie, are you okay? Annie, are you okay? Are you okay?
What's that one called again?
I think it's called Annie, are you okay?
Maybe.
Smooth Criminal.
That's it. Fuck. Right.
Obviously not a couple of fans here.
Clearly.
But
I thought it was all okay. I think it was like good at dancing and stuff and all that shite.
He was alright.
Yeah. But I never really I was never really one to sort of jump to conclusions about him or anything like that. I know there was a lot of media
or jump
coverage.
To his defence.
Or jump to his... Yeah, I was not one to jump to his defence either. I do, like whenever Michael Jackson tends to come up, the usual happens, you make jokes or whatever. Like especially between us, we make a bit of joking about it.
Remember that bit where he was in Scary Movie 3? And Charlie Sheen beat him up because he was in the kid's bedroom.
Yeah. Tries to hold on to him and the nose ends up in his hand, I think.
That's the thing.
Well, he falls out the window. Yeah, it turns out he's an alien in costume or something.
He was also an alien in Men in Black 2.
He was, yeah.
And he was almost Jar Jar Binks. He campaigned hard to play the role of Jar Jar Binks.
Seriously?
And George Lucas was like, no thank you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I thought overall, I wasn't like a massive fan, but I wasn't like a advocate of cancellation either.
Right.
Because I found that a lot of the stuff that I'd seen and heard about, like all the cases and everything, the numerous cases and all, they all were like circumstantial evidence as far as I could tell. I mean, that's from what I've seen. If anyone has any actual otherwise, they can
We're not
crack
saying
on.
that he was touching kids.
Yeah. We're not saying he was, but we're not saying he wasn't.
Even if you're not touching kids and they're still sleeping in your bed with you.
It's weird.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it's weird.
Strange thing to do. Don't do it.
Yeah.
That's our advice. Put the T22 stamp on that.
Yeah. But what I would say is I quite like some legitimate cameos from Michael Jackson and stuff. I quite like it.
Yeah.
I like a good sort of celebrity cameo anyway in The Simpsons in general.
Yeah. They're a bit hit or miss for me. We'll get into that more as they come up.
Yeah.
There's a few that I really like and there's a few that I detest and I think ruin the episodes that they happen in. There's one that's coming to mind. I don't know if I should say it.
Okay, yeah.
I'll say it. I'll do it.
Fuck it, go for it.
NSYNC. The NSYNC episode.
I didn't even know there was an NSYNC episode.
We'll get to it near the end of the 90s.
Oh, man.
I think that episode not only ruined it didn't just ruin that Simpsons episode, but it ruined the tour. The world tour.
Ouch.
If you are aware of Justin Timberlake being arrested recently.
Yeah.
He said that.
Yeah.
That's what I was doing. That was a bit.
Right.
But I genuinely disliked that episode.
Right.
Or not that episode, that part.
That part of the episode, at least, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Obviously, I didn't remember that one even existed, but I think
it's the one
they quite easily can be hit or miss. I think it's if they do it nicely, like Danny DeVito was great.
Wonderful.
We got a really good voice for a meh. If you listen to the episode
I thought it was
prior,
alright.
I was like meh character. Great episode, meh character. The highlight of the character was definitely Danny DeVito.
Yeah, I think it's interesting because we're still at the point where somebody makes a guest appearance in The Simpsons.
Mm-hmm.
It's Leon Kompowski being Michael Jackson, Dustin Hoffman being Lisa's substitute teacher.
Yeah,
Mr.
that was
Bergstrom.
the other one I was going to mention there as well.
Or Danny DeVito being Herb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's not
at the point where it's like NSYNC being NSYNC.
Yeah, or Lady Gaga being herself.
Fucking Jesus.
Or Mel Gibson or whoever.
Yeah.
You know, these cameos where it's just celebrity playing themselves. And that can work sometimes.
Yeah.
There's the one with Ron Howard and Alec Baldwin.
Right.
Yeesh.
Yeah.
Talk about picking good celebrities to be in your show. The Simpsons.
Right.
Alec Baldwin, Mel Gibson, and Michael Jackson.
Perfect trio.
3 untouchable men. Let's get into trivia.
Oh, fucking hell. Let's do
still
it.
without a theme song, I'd like to add.
Nice. We'll get there one day.
We just say trivia. 3 blind mice trivia.
Mm-hmm.
Trivia.
No, you've been doing 3 blind.
Oh, fucking hell! I'm not doing it this time.
Oh well.
I'm trying out a new thing for season 3, okay?
Okay, good.
Trivia. Trivia. Here's trivia. Here it is now.
Very good.
Oh.
Watch the numbers plummet.
From 0 to -5. When Fox reran this episode on January the 30th, 1992, it featured a different opening which was produced as a response to then President George Bush Sr. 3 days prior, President Bush said in a speech that he wanted American families to be a lot more like the Waltons from the 70s and a lot less like the Simpsons. The new opening featured Bart watching Bush's speech and stating, "Hey, we're just like the Waltons. We're praying for an end to the Depression too." This opening can be found on the Season 4 DVD box set.
Nice.
Maybe we'll watch it sometime.
Well, we'll have to.
Not now.
No. We don't have time now.
Nah. A 1991 commercial for this episode features alternate dialogue when quote-unquote Michael is listing his songs and alternative replies from Homer, differing from the dialogue in the episode as it aired.
All right, okay.
I didn't write down what the differences were, so you're not hearing them here.
Well, look him up. Don't be lazy.
Michael Jackson called Matt Groening and requested to voice a character on the show. He was a big fan of Bart.
That doesn't surprise me because of the whole... If you listen to prior, Michael Jackson wrote a few of the... or had dealings with writing or organising some of the songs in the
Simpsons
Sing the Blues
Do
album.
The Bartman.
Yeah.
Bart even says, "I'm bad like Michael Jackson."
Exactly.
Awful song.
Yes.
I was about to get into that actually. It's part of my trivia.
Crack on.
Michael Jackson called Matt Groening and requested to voice a character on the show. He was a big fan of Bart.
Yeah.
And promised to write a #1 song for him. The song he wrote, Do the Bartman, reached #1 in many European countries. Not in America though. So
No.
lied basically.
Yeah.
Fox reran the episode on July 5th, 2009 to honour Michael Jackson, who died on June 25th, 2009.
Right, yeah.
In the original script, when Leon speaks to Bart over the phone and identifies himself as Michael Jackson, Bart sarcastically asks if Prince is with him. The reference was changed to Elvis Presley at the request of Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I don't
they
think...
were rivals.
Yeah, they did not get along.
Team Prince, by the way. If I had to pick.
Yeah, I mean, out of the two of them, yeah.
Prince didn't touch kids.
That anyone's aware of, anyway.
And he was on the Batman soundtrack.
Yeah, he was.
And he was in an episode of the show New Girl.
Oh, yeah.
All good things.
Yeah.
This is the only episode of The Simpsons that is not on Disney+.
Yeah. Which is really odd.
Oh, we'll get into it.
Okay.
We're getting there.
We're getting there. Okay,
Chill
good,
out,
good,
man.
good.
In the original script, Homer takes Barney to rehab and ends up being committed instead. James L. Brooks came up with the idea of Homer being committed for wearing a pink shirt. Good.
Yeah.
Improvement.
Yeah, definitely.
This was the third time that a major celebrity guest appeared on the series.
Mm-hmm.
Previously, Dustin Hoffman, who appeared in Lisa's Substitute, was credited as Sam Ethick.
Mm-hmm.
Following Michael Jackson's use of a pseudonym, the producers no longer allowed celebrities to use fake names and insisted to use their real names when making a guest appearance.
That's for the best. Because that's actually one of the things that I did look for at the end of the episode when we were watching the credits.
According to Al Jean,
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jackson would not commit to the episode until after a read-through of the script was done.
Okay.
The read was held at Jackson's manager, Sandy Gallen's house, and Dan Castellaneta, who provides the voice for Homer, was 30 minutes late.
Ooh, okay.
Gene recalls that no one said a word, we just sat there waiting.
Yeah, aye.
Following the read, Jackson stipulated his conditions. He would record his speaking parts but not receive credit, and his singing voice would be provided by a sound-alike.
Oh, okay.
A sequel episode was written in which Leon Kompowski would be voiced by Prince, who was Michael Jackson's rival at the time. Prince disliked the script and the episode was not produced.
Fair.
I don't think Prince ever made an appearance in the show.
I don't think so.
And I'm not going to check.
Nah. I can't imagine he would. To be honest, anything that Michael Jackson seems to do, Prince just stays well away from.
Maybe.
And I think vice versa a
They're
little
both
bit as
dead
well.
now.
Yeah, aye. But, yeah.
Anything you want to say about trivia, David?
Interesting trivia. I thought it was quite surprising, some of the points. I didn't realise that, Michael Jackson, I suppose, big star, all that kind of stuff, a bit of a, kind of the height, or maybe not the height, but still pretty high up in fame at the point in 1991. So not all that surprising that there'd be a lot of stipulations and all sorts of other things involved with Michael wanting to get involved with the show. But again, I still think it's a bit daft asking to get onto the show and then providing a whole bunch of stipulations for the show to work around you. Like, I get it, you're a bit of a star or whatever, or a big star, whatever, right?
Well, he was like the biggest star in the world at the time, right?
Well, yeah, he was, King of the Pops or what? King of Pop. That was
King
it.
of the Pops.
King of the Pops. King of Pop. I was thinking Top of the Pops. That's what popped into my head.
Jimmy Savile had been on The Simpsons.
God damn it. It would have been terrible.
Yeah.
Fucking
Americans
dreadful.
wouldn't know who he is. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's what the problem would have been.
Yeah.
Not now.
Oh,
Everyone knows who he is.
Yeah.
Everyone knows who that
I wonder
is.
if Rolf Harris was ever on The Simpsons. Keep an eye out for him.
We should see.
Keep an eye out for him in
You know what?
general.
We could maybe do a tally and see how many of the guest stars turned out to be pedos.
Or how many have been cancelled in general.
Or yeah.
That might be more fun.
Probably, yeah. Aye, find out. See if we can sort of keep a rough sort of tally of who's been cancelled over the years.
Of the three so far.
Michael Jackson wasn't necessarily cancelled by the time he got dead.
By the time he died.
By the time he died,
now he has been.
Yeah, now he has been, and then prior to his death as well, he was kind of as well.
So I'm going to say Michael Jackson is a yes.
I'd definitely say that, yeah.
Danny DeVito is a no.
No.
I'm going to say Dustin Hoffman's a yes.
What was the issue with Dustin Hoffman?
It was sexual assault allegations.
Really? When did that happen?
It was during the Me Too. You know when like a bunch of people got Me Too'd?
Vaguely, yeah.
You remember that? It was like 20...
I remember that happening, yeah. I didn't keep track of who.
Writer Anna Graham Hunter accused Hoffman of groping and sexually harassing her when she was 17. She was a production assistant on the Death of a Salesman TV movie in 1985. Oh, he was also accused of exposing himself to a minor in a hotel room in 2017.
Fucking jeez.
Oh, Dustin.
Dustin.
I'm a big fan of his work as well.
Yeah, I am as well.
Fucking
Jesus.
Let's see. Oh, Dustin Hoffman apologized to the accuser, saying he felt terribly. Yeah, okay.
Oh, okay.
So he admitted it.
Yeah.
Danny DeVito though. So we're 2 for 3.
2 for 3. Yeah, that's not going well.
This is a bad segment. I don't like doing this.
Yeah.
I'm glad I didn't email Dustin Hoffman and ask him. Remember I was going to email him?
Yes.
I was going to be like, come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Talk about Lisa Substitute.
Let's not.
You can expose yourself to me. I don't care. I'll get you on the podcast. In March 2019, following the release of the documentary film Leaving Neverland, which details allegations against Jackson of child sexual assault, Stark Raving Dad was pulled from circulation.
Okay.
Jackson was previously tried and acquitted of child sexual abuse charges in 2005 and denied any wrongdoing up until his death. James L. Brooks told the Wall Street Journal, "This was a treasured episode. There are a lot of great memories we have wrapped up in that one, and this certainly doesn't allow them to remain. I'm against book burning of any kind, but this is our book and we're allowed to take out a chapter." Al Jean said he believed Jackson had used the episode to groom boys for sexual abuse. And that's why, because young boys like The Simpsons.
Right.
Yeah. The episode was also omitted from the streaming service Disney+. The Slate journalist Isaac Butler criticised the removal as an offence against art and the medium of television, etc. and so forth.
I think maybe Al Jean suggesting that was the case for this episode's maybe a bit far of a stretch.
I don't know.
I think it might be a little bit far to call Michael Jackson being in this episode as a different character than himself, as grooming kids.
I think it was more to expose himself to not to Dustin Hoffman. You hear?
Not that kind of expose.
Yeah.
Well, not on TV.
Make young children more aware of who Michael Jackson was.
Right.
This was like early 90s, so he was kind of not fading.
Yeah,
but he was probably not as relevant in the minds of children.
Yeah. He was an older sort of audience, I guess, at that point. Bit of a,
that's
at
like
least
10 years almost after Thriller.
Yeah.
That was like 84.
I think it was 83 or 84 or something.
It was after 81 because Michael Jackson sought out John Landis to direct Thriller after American Werewolf in London.
Right, yes.
But yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
I'm glad we got that bit of nastiness out of the way.
Yeah.
After you pitched a new segment in which we evaluate whether or not guest stars. That's David's segment. I'm not touching that. I'll research it for you, but that's David's segment, okay?
Sure, why not?
David's, are they a pedo or not? David's, I can't believe they're not pedos.
Oh, fucking hell. Oh, yes, that's the name of the segment.
17? Is Dustin Hoffman a pedo? 17.
The thing is, right, so the legal age in America and the legal age here is
this is a bit grim.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
But what I was going to say is where it happened, yes. Because the legal age in America is still 18, I believe, at minimum 18.
It was in New York City, I believe.
Which I think is 18 is the legal age of consent there.
I don't want to talk about this.
Even though there is a difference here where it's 16, but that is still not the point.
Yeah.
It's wherever it's legal is
even if you're in somewhere where it's legal, I think that's...
I think it's still a problem anyway because of the massive age difference between
and also
Dustin
a massive
Hoffman.
Power difference. I mean, Dustin Hoffman's...
Power dynamic.
Is that before Tootsie, I think, 1985? Yeah, but he's like...
He's still a big actor.
It's after Kramer versus Kramer and The Graduate and
some other ones.
Midnight Cowboy.
Yeah. So he's still a big actor. He's still like, a big name and kind of like a...
It's before Meet the Fockers.
That's definitely not.
Yeah, it was after Kramer versus Kramer and The Graduate. And Tootsie, actually. Tootsie was 82.
Oh, right, okay.
And Papillion and Midnight Cowboy and a bunch of other movies.
So, he's still like a...
Sorry, not an American Werewolf in London. All the President's Men.
Right.
Basically the same fucking movie, right?
Pretty much.
Marathon Man.
Big name at that
Hold
point.
on, I'm still doing this. Straw Dogs.
Fucking Jesus.
Lenny.
Yeah.
It was before Sphere.
Yeah.
It was before Finding Neverland. It was before Ishtar.
Okay.
It was before Chef.
Are you just going to go through every single thing that?
Let me tell you this,
Hoffman's
buddy. It was before Adam Sandler's The Cobbler. I think all that may get cut. Where I'm
Dustin
making light
Hoffman
of
is Adam Sandler's dad in that, isn't he? The sort of
I think so.
missing father.
It was before the Meyerowitz stories, where he's Ben Stiller's dad.
Right.
Wait a minute. Fucking what? It was Ben Stiller's dad and Meet the Parents' Little Fuckers as well. And in Meet the Fuckers.
yeah.
And retroactively in Meet the Parents.
Yeah.
God. I think I'm going to cut all that out.
Good.
I think that was a bad thing I did when I made light of a sexual assault. I think that was not a good. No, I wasn't making light of the sexual assault.
You weren't making light of it.
I'm ripping the piss out of Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah.
Let me tell you this: it was before Kung Fu Panda 4. That's the last one I'm gonna do.
Yeah, it was.
Oh,
but yeah, it was a big name at the time, so yeah, there was a big power dynamic.
That's
going
what I was
on there.
saying. Yeah, he was a big, well-known actor. He'd maybe won an Oscar. He won an Oscar for All the President's Men or something.
Yeah.
Or Kramer versus Kramer, one of those.
Yeah.
I just
shame on you, Dustin.
I just didn't. That's what this segment should be called. David's Shame on You.
Yeah, you know what? That's probably a better title than Can't Believe They're Not a Pedo. I kind of prefer that title though.
Well, I mean,
because it's it's obviously a pun on I can't believe it's not butter.
Yes. Thank you for picking up on that.
Yeah.
My issue with that is when we get to someone like Mel Gibson, right? No, I'm a Mel Gibson. I would go as far as to call myself a fan because I like his films a lot.
I also like Mel Gibson's films.
No, he's not a paedophile. Definitely not.
No.
He's not a sexual assaulter of any kind, as far as I'm aware.
No, he's not a sexual assaulter of any kind. No,
but he's had some issues. He said some things.
He said some stuff.
So where would that fall? You know, maybe we don't know.
Well, we don't know anything about a lot of other ones.
We'd have to research when we got to them.
Yeah,
and if we call the segment "I Can't Believe They're Not Pedos," technically you're giving Mel Gibson a tick because he's not a pedo.
That's true. I think, it's probably better off, even though I prefer the particular title of that one. I think the other title you went with there.
If we changed it to I Can't Believe They're a Dickhead? Let's talk about this more off here. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, we'll figure out a name for it. What are we doing now? David's one bit. Oh, we could talk about the episode more if you want. We could talk about the episode, I suppose.
I haven't really talked about it yet.
No, you haven't.
I thought it was just fine.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't like Lisa's song.
No, it was terrible.
You know what? I say this a lot. I think this episode is a victim of this idea having been done better. The Mary Poppins episode is the one that comes to mind.
Right, yeah.
I think that's Julie Andrews.
I think so, yeah. I think Julie Andrews legitimately is in that episode, yeah.
Maybe. Is Dick Van Dyke in that episode as well?
I don't know. I have no idea if Dick Van Dyke's in it. I'd love to know if Dick Van Dyke was in it because I'm a big fan of...
Certified Not a Dickhead by us, by the way.
Yes.
Big fan.
I am a big fan of Dick Van Dyke.
He's still alive and dancing?
Yes.
Yep. Yeah, I thought this was just fine.
Good.
I like the idea.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fun to be like, well, this guy's not Michael Jackson. And then at the end, he's like, well, I've worked through my issues and here's my real voice. I wonder who that was. Was that Michael Jackson? I know he didn't actually talk like that in real life. If he was around people that he knew and trusted, he would drop the high-pitched voice then.
Right, yeah.
I had a story for you. Eddie Murphy went to Michael Jackson's house.
Right.
This was in like the 90s. And there was an angry chimp in a cage. It's like screaming and trying to kill people. And Michael Jackson was like, that's Bubbles. And Eddie Murphy went, that's Bubbles. What the fuck? What happened? And he's like, don't go near the cage. Stay away. Don't go near Bubbles. He's not friendly no more.
Okay.
He was like, alright. They went in a different room and he was like, Bubbles got fucked up.
Yeah.
That's what happens to chimps when you keep them as pets and they go nuts.
Yep.
They will eventually rip your face off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe that's what happened to Michael Jackson. Has anyone made that connection before?
Maybe that's why he lost his nose.
Maybe a chimp
And had to get reconstructed.
ripped his fucking face off and he got it reconstructed.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it never works keeping chimps as a terrible plan. They're wild animals.
Yeah.
Any wild animal in general has the potential to snap, and chimps have got a lot.
And we
aggression.
work with a gorilla.
We do. We gotta keep that fucker happy.
And that's why we're recording an episode right now and not taking a few weeks off to get these issues
Resolved.
ironed out.
Yeah. Yep. We gotta keep the guy happy.
We're doing it. We're recording.
We're working on it.
He's gone.
Close call.
That was rough. You see the way he looked at me? He had his hands over my face like he was going to put his thumbs in my eyes. He was getting ready to tear my eyes out. Yes. Oh my god, that was horrifying. I didn't even hear him coming because they're so quiet, gorillas.
Yeah.
They've got his little legs. He waddled right up to me. Had his hands around my head. He was hovering his hands above my head.
Oh, man. Oh, fuck.
Ready to get me.
Yep.
David, what's your one bit of animation? What's your one bit of animation that you actually quite liked? I don't have anything for... Boy, I sure someone got fired for that blunder, a segment we sometimes do. I don't have anything for it. What's your one bit of animation that you actually quite liked?
My one bit of animation that I actually quite liked. I quite liked the panning shot in the mental institution.
Yes, I liked that as well.
I didn't obviously clock the characters from
One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Thank you.
Or Silence of the Lambs.
I did actually clock Hannibal at the time when I watched it. I clocked Hannibal.
All right.
So I did see that. I clocked that, but I liked the panning shot. It was well animated. And similarly with yourself, I didn't see any. Boy, I sure hope someone got fired for that blunder.
Good.
It was actually pretty crisply animated all round. Yeah, no
Very
real
well.
complaints. Animation wise, all good.
Any final thoughts on the episode?
Yeah, I guess it's a case of I kind of agree with the dude that was saying you shouldn't cancel this or shouldn't remove
I
it.
agree with the other side. I'm good that it's, I think, good. Usually I'm very much against pulling stuff.
Right.
But I think this one, it's also, this one's been out for long enough and you can get it on DVD. If you want it, you can get it. But you're not going to stumble across it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I think...
It's not like with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia where there's like episodes that aired and now you can't get digitally, and if you get the DVD, they're not on the DVD either.
Right,
they're just not available. That I'm against.
Yeah.
But, you know, what can you do? Then again, is it... they haven't pulled the Mel Gibson episode or the Dustin Hoffman episode.
There's a lot of episodes that if I get it...
Kid Rock...
oh my god, I get that there's quite a few people that are going to be in something like The Simpsons.
Did you just say NSYNC?
In something like The Simpsons. I didn't actually say NSYNC.
I thought there are a few people who are going to be in something like this, and I was like, oh.
I get that.
That almost ruined the tour, the world tour.
God, yeah. So I get that a lot of people are going to be in this, and you know, if they get cancelled, then there's always a bit of pressure to remove people or remove episodes or whatever. Yeah. And I get the fact that Michael Jackson got cancelled. I get why he got cancelled. I get even if he didn't touch kids, like, we don't know. No one seems to know. But because not even a jury can figure out that shit.
It's almost not important if he did or didn't do that.
Exactly. It's still
just weird, man.
Right?
What are you doing?
It's very strange for an adult to be hanging around with kids like that. It's weird. So even if it's not illegal, it's a social faux pas, if nothing else, right?
Yeah. It's potentially traumatizing for the kids.
Yeah, it's just, again, just generally weird. So
yeah.
I think it's a case of, I get why people are cancelling him, have cancelled him, all that other stuff, right? But I still don't think that you should start pulling episodes unless there's like something directly correlating to the episode that a crime was committed. So maybe during the recording of this episode, Michael Jackson was fiddling a kid in the booth. If that was the case, rip that shit down.
No, we're not saying that happened.
That did not happen, as far as anyone testified. I'm sure that Al Jean would have definitely said some shit.
I think they would have probably
they would have all very much said some shit.
I think they would have been like, we're not doing this episode.
Precisely, yeah. I don't think anyone in there would have gone along with it. Keeps asking us to
drop Bart Simpson naked. What's that about, man?
Exactly. So shit like that, right? I don't think they would have continued.
Why would he take his clothes off in the scene? He's singing his birthday song for Lisa. Why would he talking about, man?
So, anything like that, or anything even remotely close to that, if it directly correlates to the episode in any setting, doesn't have to be Simpsons, any setting, rip that shit down, get rid of it.
Anyway.
But yeah, unless it's specifically correlating to a crime, I don't think it should be getting pulled necessarily.
No, maybe not.
Cancelled or otherwise, I still don't think it should be getting pulled, because then you're kind of like...
Then again, let me put it in this way.
You're hiding involvement of things as well.
Here's a similar example of this, right?
Okay, yeah.
Top of the Pops with Jimmy Savile.
Right.
They don't show reruns of that anymore. And
True.
It's not available in the iPlayer, and it's not available in physical media. How is that any different? And you wouldn't want them to make that available, would you?
No, but the difference is I wouldn't particularly think that anyone really wants to sit and watch old versions of Top of the Pops anyway. That's not the kind of thing.
No, I think people like seeing old talk shows. I watched the Dick Cavett show. It's like a talk show from the 60s and 70s. And
right.
Kind of into the 80s on YouTube.
Right, okay.
That's wonderful. I love watching that. Same with stuff. There's other older reality shows, and I mean, we're talking about musical acts as well. Like, none of that's available now because it's like, Jimmy Savile was doing it.
Yeah, I think that it shouldn't necessarily be hidden, but I wouldn't sit there and like broadcast it actively.
Well, that's what they're doing though. They're not broadcasting it in reruns. They're not putting it on their streaming service, and they're not releasing it physically.
Yes, but they would also not allow anyone to purchase the right to play it either.
That's exactly what Disney and Fox, I guess, to a degree, are doing. I don't know if I think 2019, that was before the Fox buyout. Maybe.
Right. I don't know.
I can't remember
that either.
But regardless, it's it's no different really.
Yeah.
Aside from the fact that obviously Jimmy Savile was he convicted? He died before anything came out.
I think he died before any convictions.
So, I mean, Michael Jackson died before leaving Neverland, or Finding, or whatever Neverland came out.
Return to Neverland? No, that's the actual film.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Before that documentary came out. A real sad episode. I'll say this, I'm glad it's behind us.
Oh, yeah.
I did not look forward to covering this episode because of this.
Right.
And I'm glad it's done now.
The obvious topics that are going to come up.
We can get back to our regular, cheery, fairly clean podcast episodes.
Yeah, mostly.
Next week. When we'll be back to cover Mr. Lisa Goes to Washington.
That's the one, yeah.
I'm very excited.
Episode 2, very good. We're getting there, getting through them. 7 weeks late.
Oh, fucking hell. Yep. Getting there. Episode 2. Well, this has been Insert Brain here at Simpsons Podcast.
You smell you later, I guess.
Do you know the outro? You dumb fuck. You're not a podcaster, boy.
Oh, no, I'm not.
You can find us on YouTube You can find us on Spotify. You can find us all over the goddamn shop. Check out our website, insertbrainhere.podcastpage.io. Follow us on Twitter at T422. We'll be back next week with Mr. Lisa Goes to Washington. And that's a big old smell you later.